Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are diving deep into the science behind something we experience literally every second of our lives, but probably don't think about all that much, and that's sound. From your favorite song to just a simple conversation, it all boils down to some really cool physics. So, let's get into it. Now, just so you know where we're coming from, this explainer is based on part 13 of a big 20-part series on physics. But don't worry, you don't need to know the other parts. Today, our entire world is going to be the science of sound and only the science of sound.
So, let's start with the biggest question of all. We hear it, we can sometimes even feel it, but what is sound on a basic physical level? What's actually happening? That's the mystery we're going to solve together.
To really get what sound is, you have to go right back to the beginning, to its origin story. And it turns out every single sound you can possibly imagine, from a lion's roar to the quietest whisper, all starts in the exact same way. Yep, it all starts with a vibration. I mean, just like at this guitar string. When you pluck it, it moves back and forth like crazy, right? That super fast movement, that vibration, is literally the birth of the sound. It's the physical event that kicks this whole process off. Okay, so the string is vibrating. But how does that get from the guitar all the way over to our ears? It's not like it just teleports there. It has to travel, and it travels in a very particular way, as a specific kind of wave. In the world of physics, sound is what we call a mechanical wave. And the key word there is mechanical because it needs a medium to travel through. It's basically just energy that's being carried through some kind of substance, whether that's the air around us, water, or even something solid like a metal rail. So let's actually picture what's happening. That guitar string pushes on the air molecules right next to it, squishing them together into a little high-pressure zone. Then, as it moves back, it leaves a low-pressure gap. Well, this creates a chain reaction, a domino effect of high and low pressure that ripples out through the air. And when that invisible pressure wave finally hits your eardrum, it makes your eardrum vibrate too. And your brain, like magic, translates that movement into what we experience as sound. Now, this whole idea that sound needs a medium, that it needs stuff to travel through, isn't just a fun fact. It is the single most important rule about sound. And it leads to one of the coolest and most misunderstood facts in all of science. Here's the bottom line, the non-negotiable rule. No stuff, no sound. Period. If there's nothing for the vibrations to push and pull on, the energy just has nowhere to go. It stops dead. And this explains exactly why space is totally, completely silent. You know all those sci-fi movies with massive, loud explosions? Well, that's pure Hollywood. In the vacuum of space, there's no air, no medium. So a real explosion out there would be utterly, eerily quiet. And this is where we see a huge difference between sound and light. Sound, we know, is a mechanical wave. It needs a medium. Light, though, is something totally different. It's an electromagnetic wave. It doesn't need any medium at all. It can travel through the empty vacuum of space, no problem. And that's why we can see the sun and stars, but we can't hear a peep from them. All right, so we've got a handle on what sound is and how it gets around. But what about all the different kinds of sounds? You know, how do we explain a high-pitched whistle versus a super deep rumbling bass note? This is where it all comes together. What our ears perceive as pitch, how high or low a sound is, that's all about the wave's frequency. It's just how many vibrations are happening each second. More vibrations, higher pitch. Simple as that. And what we call loudness or volume, that corresponds to the wave's amplitude. That's just the size or the power of the vibration. A bigger, more powerful vibration carries more energy, and our brain hears that as a louder sound. Okay, let's do a quick recap. We're going to bring all these ideas together to really nail down the core physics of sound. So here's a handy number for you. In regular air, sound moves at about 343 meters per second. But, and this is the really cool part, that's not a universal speed limit. Sound actually travels much faster through denser stuff. In water, it's more than 4 times faster. And in solid steel, it's about 15 times faster than in air. So if you're going to remember just 3 things from all of this, make it these. 1. Every sound starts as a vibration. 2. Sound is a mechanical wave, which means it absolutely needs a medium to travel through. No medium, no sound. And 3. What we hear as pitch and loudness are just our brain's interpretations of the wave's frequency and amplitude. And there you have it, the physics of sound. It's not just random noise. It's this incredible dance of vibrations and pressure waves moving all around us. So here's my final question for you. Now that you know how it all works, what sound are you going to go out and listen to and never hear the same way again?